Alright guys and gals, DMart95, back here with the third part of this video series, and we're disassembling this engine, all for the sole purpose of installing a larger chain. So, in this part, we're actually going to be splitting the crankcase and pulling out the crankshaft. So, where we're going to start, I'm going to start by removing the timing cover, or I don't quite know what to call this section of the engine. You can see it's in three parts. You've got your left side crankcase, right side crankcase, and this is where your stator goes. I don't know what this portion of it's called off the top of my head. But we're going to start off removing it, whatever the heck it's called. So, to do that, it's all 8mm hardware. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we're going to remove those, and this should, according to scientific theory, come right off. So let's get started with that. Remember, it's good to try to keep track of your hardware. All these are different size and different lengths, so you're going to want to know where you pulled them out of. You can put them in a gasket. I happen to have another one of these covers right here that I'm putting them in. And just about done here. Okay, now a rubber mallet works really good for this because sometimes they're stuck together pretty good. Ah, it dripped oil in my drawer. And there you go. There's that component. That's what your oil plug goes up into. You can see inside of there. I don't know if you have good light. Okay, now we're going to take out the starter gear. This is your starter gear. Okay, now is what we're going to be removing next, this device. This is your starter clutch. Now, if you look at it, it's got these notches in it right here that you need a special tool to remove that. Some guys grind down a socket to do this. I just bought this tool from partsforscooters.com. Awesome place to buy scooter parts. They also sell all the tools you could need. But you can see it's notched right here. These teeth lock into these grooves, and is what that does is that bites on, so when you take it off, excuse me, I got distracted. I meant to say that when you take this off, you're gonna turn it to the right. This thing's removed from turning it to the right. It's not righty-tighty, lefty-loosey with this one. It's righty it comes off, lefty it goes on. Hilarious, huh? Yeah, I cracked myself up too. But anyways, that's what you're going to do is put that on there, and we'll get to that. So here we go, removing this starter clutch. I like to put a tool on there to hold it in place while I do this. Put that on there, locks it. get your get yourself all locked up here, and that's it. I said because it looked like it started winding my chain up down in there, but it didn't. So anyways, to the right, it comes off. There's your starter clutch nut. Very simple. Just get the right tool. So like I said, some guys grind down a socket. So, and then this comes right on off. Careful not to lose your washer. This is it. Next up is removing the actual oil pump. We're going to do that by taking off 8mm and 8mm. Once you get those off, I'll be right back. Always try to keep your hardware together. There's your oil pump cover. Okay, now we're going to remove the oil sprocket. This is your oil sprocket. It's a 10mm. Once you remove that, your oil sprocket comes right off. There's your oil sprocket. Or actually, I should say oil pump sprocket. Slide your chain off. There's your oil pump chain. Hey, there's the master link. Yeah, I really gave great consideration to breaking that chain. It would have saved me from having to do what I'm doing right now. But then I wouldn't have been able to share this wonderful experience with you guys. Okay, now remove your oil pump. That's your oil pump shaft. And drop it. To remove the oil pump, you have two large Phillips head screwdrivers. Use the number 2 Phillips bit to remove them. Once your oil pump screws are out, pull out your oil pump. This is it. This is your oil pump. Okay, now it's time to split the crankcase. Is what we're going to do. We're going to remove that bolt right there and this bolt right here, and then we're going to beat it with our mallet. I don't know if I mentioned it, but these are 8mm. And that's it. That's the right side crankcase. Some of them have oil cooling ports. Wherever you hear someone talking about oil cooling ports, they would be right here. That's for a different kind of block. The B block. Here's a B block. See, those are the oil ports right there. give you side by side. Okay, now here's something I want to point out, and I'm actually really surprised to find this from the manufacturer like this. This part of the gasket should be cut. See, that's not sealing to anything. That should have been trimmed at the factory. Boop, boop. Cut that right off. That will eventually, over time, wind up in your oil. This is right inside your crankcase. I'm really surprised by that. I mean, you would expect to find this from someone who doesn't, do rebuilds that often and just didn't know to trim it. But anyways, I just wanted to point that out. Always look on your scooter when you're doing this to check for that piece right there. That should not be like that. Okay, now here's the GY6 150 crankshaft. The pesky chain I'm doing all this work for. Now, this is how you do it. With your rubber mallet, tap on the end. Boom, boom, boom. So that's what I'll do. So, here we go. And ta-da! It fell on my foot. 90 link chain. You also may see it on stores listed as a 45 link. When you count the 97, you're counting the links in between, or 90. I'm sorry. But anyways, that's it. That's the chain right there. That's what caused me all this work. I know a lot of guys who break the chains and, they would watch this and go, man, he's crazy. That's a lot of work. Like I said, then I would have missed this wonderful opportunity to share this experience with you guys. So, there it is. There's the split crankcase. There's the crank. I really wish I had an extra stroker crank on stock right now. The only ones I got is I do have a 3.5, but I can't use it with this. It's already spoken for in another build. Yeah, it's really a shame to not throw a stroker in it. As you can maybe hear in my voice, I'm sitting here trying to talk myself into it. But I can't do it. I could go ahead and use that and put it in on and just order another one for that build. But anyways, that's it right there. So, I'll install the 94 link chain and get to putting her back together. I hope you join me for the reassembly. That's when I'll be showing off the 4 valve. So I hope you stick with the video series. I know at times I'll tend to ramble on just like I'm doing right now. But I'm out here in a shop by myself right now, so gotta talk to somebody. Anyways, I hope you guys liked this and learned what you were trying to learn by watching this. So take it easy, guys. Later on.